My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And it's somehow the end of January.
Wow.
I know that, just because of how Mondays go, it's like a little earlier than normally it would be like a few days in the calendar later for us, but still.
It's still,
It's still. We've made it somehow through the first month of January.
I guess we'll see this weekend.
Yeah, oh, geez.
Really the tell.
We're recording this on Thursday before we are plunged into basically the Arctic.
Some form of the Arctic. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know yet. We'll see when it arrives. It's been like snowing a bunch here, and then it's just going to turn to frozen ice. Apparently, it's just going to be all weekend. So
what's that Jake Gyllenhall movie? Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow. Yeah,
yeah.
Like the ice is like coming for them. Yeah, that's kind of how it feels. I'm not gonna lie, like a little bit, but. Hopefully we survived. And if this episode comes out, that means I lived.
Or at least we kept up with power.
Yeah. It's like, listen, if the episode's late, it means I don't have power. I didn't have power and I could not edit without it. So it is what it is. But hopefully this is out on time. And we're doing our traditional, we're keeping it up. We're not changing anything up for our last episode of the month this year either. We're just going to be doing our what we're watching episodes. If this is your first time with us, like maybe you really loved our heated rivalry episode last week and decided to come back for more. We do this every month where we just give you a rundown of some shows we've been watching that you might want to watch yourself and also where you can find them. And that's it. We do each pick two main ones. We do a little speed round at the end and we just sort of gab and have a good time. And that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully we won't have a bad time. I don't think we've ever had a bad time talking about shows we're watching.
I don't think so.
And Sky, I believe that you're going to take it away with a show that you've been watching. Please do tell us. What is a show that
you've been watching?
I hope I've been watching it, or else I've been faking a lot. Love Between Lines. It's a C-drama. You can find it on iQIYI or Viki.
It's so good, y'all.
Nice.
And I've been shopping. So, like, I wish I could remember my timeline with this. I will not be able to tell. I can't remember. I binged some of it, and then I, watched the other half, and then now I've been chomping at the bit for the last few rounds of new couple of episodes. And now we're in a place where sometimes we're getting one. It's a whole thing. But we're nearing the end. I'm to episode 25. I think Jessie is also to episode 25.
Yes, 25. And I started last week.
Yeah, you blew through that.
I kept seeing it on my TikTok. And then Sky made an offhanded comment about it. And I was like, wait a minute. Is that why it's on my FYP? And then you said the keyword architect, and I was like, here.
I didn't know you had an architect weakness. I didn't remember that.
I was like, oh no.
And I started it 2 days ago, and I'm on episode 15. If you're wondering how good it is,
it's so bingeable.
I was just like this morning. I was like, "Oh, I need to figure out what channel that's on so that I can watch it." Because
it goes
it's
down
everywhere.
smooth.
People talking about it.
Really does.
Smooth like a
goes down
delicious
so
cup of tea.
You will be
Nice.
because it's doing a couple of different things. Like you kind of have almost separate phases of it. And I'm not going to because I don't want to spoil a lot of stuff, but I'll give you some small gist. But I will say, even before I get into that, a lot of the charm is really, it's pretty character driven. It's very minute expressions. The story arcs make logical sense most of the time. I'll get into that. So you start off with essentially our lead gal, and my mouse just died.
No.
Technology.
Yes.
Our main gal, Li Huiju, she got jilted. I won't get into all that. That's really not the point. It seems like it's the point when you read about it.
Yeah,
it's really not the
No,
point.
it's such a small element of the show.
Now, I will say, what's really going on with her is like pretty much her personal life and her work life suck. Like she's in a bad spot is what happens. She's not having a good time. She did get jilted, and she, in order to cheer her up, her best friend's like, hey, I have a ticket to go to like this, not really escape room. It is a VR glasses, but you're wearing outfits and you're in like a warehouse type situation. So it gives you the VR glasses are what give you the like vibes and all of the architecture and like the buildings and all this stuff. But everyone you're interacting with are wearing period appropriate clothing to Republican era China. Mm-hmm. And it's murder mystery. Like you get a character and you get told like your mission and you have to go be sneaky and like RP all this stuff.
It's like a good LARPy time, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And pretty much when I say she gets lost in it in a positive way, like she does the first time she's pretty awkward with it, like who wouldn't be, golly. But essentially she gets kind of backstabbed. It's a whole thing. But so then she has revenge on the mind. She's like,
she really is. She's like,
that dude who's an NPC, I am going to get him so bad. Like he pissed me off. So she goes back in there a lot because she's like, and she's actually a smart cookie. Like that first time she wasn't able to show her full like problem solving potential, and that kind of drove her nuts. Like that was part of it. So she goes back in there and she's very smart. So she's able, she figures it out, especially kind of once she gets used to all these different characters and stuff. So that's like really fun. I won't remember how many episodes in that was. Like it was a little bit, and that's not all that's going on. You'll see her interacting with her best friend, and then you kind of see who's this architect guy, whatever, like whatever he's doing. It's obvious that he's the NPC guy. Like, and so
it's not like he has a different face. It's
it's just he's not in the garb. But as far as like, it's not like their paths have crossed other than in the game, and it's not like insta love or anything. It is not that.
It's insta. I'm going to take you down.
I will
in a fun way.
Yeah,
with fun.
We're gonna kill you with fun.
It's a fun thriller. No,
and so then pretty much their next interaction. This is giving away nothing. Just for the record.
No, this happens very quickly.
Their next interaction kind of ends up being, for some reason, this seemingly rich architect fella starts being like, I need to go I want to go live in a longtong, which is a very specific type of kind of apartment setup, but it's kind of like the way it's structured is unique to this area and stuff like that. So, but he really wants to go live in one for some, you don't know why. Eventually you figure out it's inspo vibes for what he's doing. But so like he's really struggling. He figures out she of course needs to get money, so she's trying to rent out her nice redone attic situation, her upper room. Machinations. And of course she hates him, like hates him for fun. Like this is really not, to be clear, this is not really enemies to lovers.
No, not
like,
at all.
No, she's also
she knows it's within
genuinely nice
human
being.
Like, nice to each other outside of the game,
But at this point they haven't had any interactions outside of the game. So when he figures out it's her that's, subletting this house thing, this room, he's like, oh no. So he has his friend like go sign up for him and all this stuff. And so from there it's shenanigans, but of course, they're in the same field, and he eventually is impressed with her skills. And so do we become Boston employee? Maybe. Maybe become more than that. Maybe.
HR violations on the horizon. Who knows? Could be,
But, and I won't say it's really a slow burn, but there is just a lot of like mutual respect and kindness prior to that. It is. I mean, he's kind of like tickled by her, but it's not like he's automatically doing the whole like, I'm attracted to you, therefore this is why I'm doing all these nice things. They're both genuinely nice people. So like,
and he like genuinely sees stuff from her. Like he's like genuine about like, he's like, oh, I understand why you want to get into this field. Like that's really why he's helping her as well. It's not just like, I like this girl, so put her on my team.
Yeah, it's not that at all. It's much more. It's not even, oh, there's lost potential there, and she should realize her potential, and I need to do that for her. It's not a superhero-y, like he's not trying to save her day. He is trying to maybe give her an opportunity, but it's really all up to her. Like everything. I will say she is the main character.
Absolutely.
Like I enjoy that about it too. He is secondary to her, and that's great. And because a lot of it is about life sometimes sets you back, and sometimes you can't regain those opportunities. She luckily has some more new, but then other obstacles happen, and that's the way dramas do and whatever. But the way that's kind of part of the themes of the show is about, it is very career driven-y too. Like she loves architecture, and that's why she really wants to get into it. It's the thing that she kind of lost, but there was a big obstacle in her life. So then there's more to it than that, but that would be giving stuff away.
Yeah, we don't want to give them.
No,
do you have anything else to say about it, Jessie?
I will say that like the relationships like with her and everybody else are very good. Like it's not just, though obviously this is a romance, so there's going to be a romance relationship, but like she has a best friend in this, and their relationship is absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
I love watching them together, and I love it. Like she's she's a character who's like very genuinely sweet and kind, but like they really show how genuinely sweet and empathetic she is through a lot of ways, and it's never done in like a weird way, like like this is the dream girl. She's just like genuinely that type of person. And so like her relationships with everything, like he's got a best friend that helped with the VR stuff, and they're fun together. There's a great like found family kind of thing within the apartment complex and like the work, and then the VR, because she goes so much that she ends up just like being best friends with like all the VR workers. They're like, no, you can't go. We already started our session.
She's like, come on, I'm a regular. Come on.
Yeah. It's just like, it has a lot more than just like the romance angle. So that like, it really has just like this really good variety of things. And it's very just like well-rounded. Like
it's really good, y'all.
And it's not rom-com. It is more... It's just the romance, and just slightly mellow. There might be a dad.
Not too much
romance, mostly.
Yeah. And totally unrelated to this, but Sky, you gotta watch Just Between Lovers. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just forgot to connect the dots. And whenever you were talking, and then after I said that about architects, I was like, and then I think Natalia was talking. I was like, Just Between Lovers. That's what she did. Like I really.
Yeah.
Life has just kind of mashed my brain, but I do.
Amen.
I watched it like 3 years ago.
Okay, good.
I was just like, I just didn't remember off the top of my head, like architect. I'm like, Jessie has. I was like, what are we architecting? I was like, oh, Just Between Lovers.
I mean, also it's like theater adjacent, kind of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I will say this is the best time to start it if you haven't started it, because it's like technically completely done. Aichi's doing that thing where like if you pay, you can speed round your ending,
or just be patient and it'll show up.
Or just be patient, and then you can get the last one. So it should be done by like a couple days from our recording. So like by the time you listen to us, it will be done and out in full. So you can. It's a bingeable show. It's a super bingeable show. Like, so you'll want to have all of it.
Literally, I've watched half of it in 2 days. Like,
what'd you say, Natalia?
Sorry, I've literally watched half of it in 2 days.
Oh yeah,
I think
when
the first
you get going, it's like
it was like 6 or 8 episodes, like easy, and then I was like, I didn't really like stay up that late. Super easy. You'll definitely love it, Amanda.
And did you want to mention Shishi too?
Oh yeah, she's on the OST. Literally, I was like, I started the episode. I was like, fine, I'll give in. And I started the episode, and halfway through, I like just was like laying there like watching it, and then I heard
like,
just a couple of notes, and I was like, she, and then I asked Siri, and she was like, yeah, why are you even asking? It's done.
Like, girl, you already know. I don't know why you need.
I don't know why you need
to examine this. No, you know.
Yeah.
You have years.
Oh, and like I do know that the man, like the lead male and his best friend are in a C-drama that's like premiering like today or tomorrow or something like that.
Oh yeah, I
like
think
in a
it's,
new
yeah,
drama.
it's out. I only saw so far it's on
Busy.
Tencent.
I don't know what
haven't
the
seen it.
name of it is. I guess I could look really quick, but
I even took a picture of it today because I was trying to remember what the
My
title was.
Page in the 90s.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was. You might be saying this. The lead is his name is what is his name?
He's great. I've seen him in a bunch of
Ju.
stuff.
You might know him specifically just recently because there was a really funny clip from an awards show, a Chinese awards show, where a guy was sitting in between two girls, and the two girls were gossiping, and like he's like basically in his lap, like gossiping to each other, like, and he's just
like
kind of there in the
part
background
of the tea,
and like
like,
laughing.
against
And that's him.
Yeah, awkwardly listening to gossip.
Yeah.
Also, he was recently in Love on Turquoise Land, which I've mentioned a little bit because I've watched some of that so far. So like that's also another one that's on Viki and probably elsewhere.
Nice.
He's kind of all over the place.
No.
He's done a few things. And she's great too. She's been in a lot of stuff as well. Like there's marvelous acting all around from like every single
you really
person.
get like a full load of stuff. It's not just centered on their relationship.
Yeah, there's a evil in air quotes.
There's family
like, he's
involved.
fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's some daddy issues from a bunch
also,
of people.
I
That's
appreciate which usually dramas do a good job of this, but sometimes we don't get too lost in the weeds of architecture.
No.
Like, I don't get bored. Like, we might talk about it a bit, and then it's like, okay, on to the next thing.
Yeah, they'll give you like a minute of architecture talk, and then they'll be like, but now back to the actual story. We'll leave a little something for you, like architecture heads, but now back to everyone else watching this.
And essentially, it does its whole, like, office, like, we're doing here's our project we're doing, and then there's an obstacle and we have to, typical office stuff. But they do architecture things, but they'll be like, here's our tiny presentation, and on to the next. So like,
it'll cut to montage, cut to the next scene. Yeah.
They're doing enough architecture that it's not just, and they do business.
Yes,
They do architecture.
It's they do business at the business machine. Yeah, no, they do architecture at the brutalist architecture house. Because they have a very brutalist like architecture of their own building, but make absolutely that is not the style of architecture they make at all. Yeah. Which is, I'm just like, this is what?
It's a weird.
That's where they had money to film. I get it. You know what? I understand.
They need to remember where they work.
Yeah.
Like, they work in the concrete block.
Yeah,
Got it.
they work. They work in the cube. There you go.
But really, it's one that I can picture myself rewatching at some point. Probably not immediately. I should go watch others too. But it was one that I thought about, like, in the future, I might have it even on in the background just sometime. Because, yes, there are tense times, but, like, in general, it's like, oh, we're having a good time. And it's kind of soothing. And her parents are cute. And,
her parents are
like,
cute.
There's just
her and her best friend are so great together.
Oh, they're lovely.
They're so genuinely good, like, with each other. Like, there's not a single time where you aren't like, oh, this is such a great relationship between them.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
We recommend it lots.
Thumbs up.
How about you, Natalia?
Oh, I know Jessie and I look alike, but come on. Okay, so I'm going to take it over to Netflix. I've been watching a couple dramas on Netflix here. But one, for all you people out there who's like, damn, I really miss Suspicious Partners. What a great show. I wonder if they'll ever make another show that just is very similar in vibes somehow. With a lot of the same criticisms of the Korean legal system. Well, boy, do I got a show for you.
I know.
I've been watching the show Idol Eye, which is idol and then just the letter I. And it is fantastic. I'm loving it. So basically the plot is there's this lady, and she's a lawyer, but she's not just a lawyer, okay? She does cases that are high profile and very unpopular with the public. So she'll be like defending people that have just been criticized endlessly, and she's winning their cases, and people hate her. But you know who doesn't hate her? Her department, everyone at her company, because she makes them a lot of money. Specifically, our good friend Kim Won-hye, who's there as like the partner who just loves her, and everyone's like, "Oh, she's so standoffish," and he's like, "She can do whatever she wants.
She's making the money.
We don't care." But meanwhile, she leaves work on time every day because she has a very important thing to do after work every day, and that is be the number one fangirl for the lead singer of a band called Golden Boys. Or
Listen,
Gold Boys.
being
Gold
a fangirl is a full-time job.
It is.
And she takes it. She's not like weird about it. Like she's actually very like, he deserves his privacy. But she had, he was there for her. He didn't realize this, obviously, but he was there for her in a time that was very bad for her because her father was accused of murder and died in prison when she was a young teen. And she was then mercilessly bullied and basically had to drop out of school and get her GED. And then her dad's lawyer was Kim Won-hye, which is how those two met up, which is why he also has a lot of let her do whatever she wants because he couldn't get her father out of prison. So anyway, she's just like living life. But then one day gets the news that the idol, her favorite idol, Laik, his bandmate was murdered in his apartment, and he is the only suspect. So she's like, I am getting this case because I'm going to pretend I have no idea who he is, and I'm going to be his lawyer. And she's actually like legitimately an incredible lawyer. Like she's pulling out all the stops while pretending not to be a fangirl of this guy.
And as far as her motivation, it also purely is like, since that is how she usually approaches all of her cases anyway, like she is like,
yes,
I don't want an innocent person to go to prison. That's my jam. This
exactly.
Is what I do.
And she believes that he is innocent, like genuinely. And so should everyone watching the show. Just so you know, it's not one of those like, is he pulling a fast one? Like, no, this guy just had a bunch of bad situations happen to him.
Would you call him full emo boy? Because like he's having
a hard time. Okay,
yeah, he's having a rough go.
He's had a rough life.
He cries a lot.
Good, okay, he is going through it. Okay, and if you look at the poster that they have on MDL, which was not the original poster that I saw, the original poster that I saw was more in tune of the actual vibe of the show. It does a little bit of a Suspicious Partners poster, but not to the same extent, where it's like, you're about to watch like a legal rom-com.
This does look like so cutesy.
Yeah, it looks cute. Like, you are not, okay? You are going to be watching an incredibly sad crime show because basically, the plot is how corrupt the legal system in Korea is and why people end up railroaded by the prosecution. That's exactly like for political reasons. That's what the show's actually about. So if you're like, oh, I really want to see like a cute romance, like that's so secondary. That's barely on the friggin' horizon, okay? Like, you were just going to be watching a lot of this poor man be absolutely tortured by the legal system and just go through it. And then immediately, like, she'll get him out of prison and then he'll go outside and people will be, like, calling him a murderer to his face. Like, that's like, even though it was his best friend that was murdered. And so he's also going through it incredibly.
He's grieving.
The show is so good. I am fully caught up to it. I'm loving it. It's like if you were like, oh, I wish there was enough. Like literally, if you were a Suspicious Partners fan, you're gonna love this show. It's like it has less comedy than Suspicious Partners did, which means that the balance is a lot more even keeled to this. She also has a assistant, like an investigator, who's played by Kim Hyun Jin, and he's so good. Like, he's just this little baby-faced investigator who'll just, like, go into places and find out shit for her.
As far as if he looks familiar, he was from that My Sweet Mobster or whatever.
Yes. He was one of the little cuties.
Yeah.
You know, he was he was the lawyer. He was actually the lawyer in My Sweet Mobster. He's not a lawyer in this, though. He's like a cute little ex-con who helps her out. And it's just... It has, the elements like, they were roommates. Like, of course. I
have a little tidbit for you, Natalia. Mm-hmm. So the lead fella from this, and then Nam Ji Hyun from Suspicious Partner. They,
No, sorry. Didn't they just make a show together?
Yeah. I didn't understand what you said. So yeah, they're going to be doing the show.
Yeah. Yeah, he's played by Kim Jae-young, who's fantastic. It's just...
I will say, he is a callback to when we watched 100 Days My Prince, and we were really impressed with him in that, and we're like, we want to see more, like, leads for him someday, so, like, good for him.
Guess what? They said, here you go. Here you go. And I said, yes, I would like... more of that, please.
I feel like I saw that he was also interviewed, and he said like it might be the last that he's able to do like idol stuff because he thinks he's aging out of that or something. It's like I don't think so, buddy.
Like he is 37, which is like not that he does not look 37, but also it's like in this role he's playing like an idol who's been an idol for a while.
True.
Like it's not like he's like a debuting idol. Like it's like
the start of his career.
Idol.
But he thinks this might be the last time he's like age appropriate for him. Like
I've looked at your face, my guy.
You got a baby face.
I don't know what you want me to say. Just you look good. The show is excellent if you like legal. I'm not going to call it a thriller. It's not a thriller, but like could be like it could turn into one. Yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery. It's a legal mystery because I am at the halfway mark. I do believe it's 12 episodes, right? Yes, 12 episodes. Like episode, I do believe 6 just aired. No, sorry, I'm like almost caught up. I'm at episode 10. Okay, and I still have no idea who done the murder. Like there's many a suspect, and he's literally the only one who has no motivation to do the murder. He's the only one being charged with it.
I wish to call out the fact that like not only does it bring up the issues like heavily in the law system, it does talk about like the tough parts of like idol and like. He has sayings that have busted into his house, and he gets upset about it. And then, of course, he gets railroaded about that. But like you can tell he has like even panic attacks about these horrific saying things that he keeps having to deal with, even at signings. Like it shows the rough side. It does not show the slick side of idol life at all.
It does not. It makes being an idol look like the worst job you could possibly have. Yeah. Ever. And it's like I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty shitty job to have.
Look like a pretty shitty job.
Like wouldn't be me. You know? And it but anyway, it's really good. There's like the prosecutor guy played by Jung Jae Kwon. I hate him, and you're supposed to. He's doing an incredibly good job being the worst person you've ever seen. Just he sucks so much. He's so terrible. He's such a bad guy. So bad in this. Like it's really well written. It's really well acted. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to see how it ends next week.
And if you think you've heard the voice before singing one of the OSTs, it is the lead singer from Lucy. Like I think it might be the main song. Like, I definitely recognize the voice. I was like, I know you. I know you, buddy. You're the guy from Lucy.
It's so good. I do recommend it. I'm watching it on Netflix. I think it might be on Viki. I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
According to...
Oh, yeah. I think I saw it in passing. Viki, Cocoa, it says that.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere.
Yeah. It is on Viki, so you can watch it on either Viki or Netflix. It's great. Okay. It's great. Jessie!
Yeah.
What are you watching?
So Netflix has decided that they're gonna drop a couple of airing J-dramas. So now I'm in that land, which is like crazy.
Classic.
Look at us with
airing
J-drama. Who would have thought? And one of the ones that I just picked up is Gimbap and Onigiri. It is only on like episode 2. I'm completely caught up on everything that is out, but it's very much just started. It stars AG, who is part of the Cherry Magic duo, and it is one of those dramas. I don't know if we officially have a name for this kind of drama where it's very clearly like a cross country thing, but like not really cross country. Like, so it's like it's very clearly you have the lead is Japanese and the female lead is a Korean actress that like you know who she is type deal, but she's in Japan studying, so it's in Japanese and they stay in Japan. At least they have these past 2 episodes. So is there like there's got to be like a new like genre
and second lead
emerging thing
second lead guy is Korean too.
Yeah. So it's
in Japan.
and it's like more of like not just like you found Japanese actors who could play Korean or like, you know, that sort of thing. Like there's a very intentional, we are pulling from known Korean actors paired with like a known Japanese actor, you know, or like vice versa, like they do in Korea, you know, like or Thailand or whatever. There's got to be a new word for this.
There has to be.
But whatever that is, tell me. Then that's what this is.
We'll call it like an exchange actor drama. Yeah. Like an exchange student, but it's an exchange actor. You know.
But like, so essentially, the female lead is Kang Hae-won. She was in Spirit Fingers. That was like her most recent thing, and she was also in Players too. Oh, interesting. But essentially, it's a very sweet, very quiet, like mostly slice of life, but also food drama. Essentially, the kid is he works at a very small little restaurant where he very clearly is in love with making food and creating food, because he'll like go back home and like look at ingredients and packaging and like try to make what it is and that sort of thing. And she is a graphics design animation student in Japan, and she finds that she because she has been so stressed with work and like or not work, but like her schoolwork, she doesn't realize that like they are like tearing down or doing renovations in her dorm that she's been living in. And so she's faced with this like dilemma where she has to find a place to live. But she's also Korean and she doesn't need like full-time living because she's going to be going back to Korea. Like she's in her senior year. And so she ends up meeting him and like he kind of helps her find a house, like a place, and they kind of just like develop this really very, very sweet and quiet little like relationship. And it like really is like half of the show. It's like much like a lot of food and like a lot of food making. And then the other half is them and like them getting to like know each other. She also like has the one guy who is Korean who lives in Japan that she converses with, and then she also has friends back home or her sister. I don't remember if it's her sister or it's her best friend.
I feel like it's her friend, but she's the chick from Business Proposal, like the funny cousin person. Does anyone remember? Like, she's really kind of rambunctious. She's still being rambunctious in this one.
So he won.
Yeah. But it's really sweet. It's like, I think like maybe some people will think it's a little too boring, because if you liked how introverted and quiet the two leads on Summer Strike was, you'll love this coupling, because that's just basically what they are. They're very sweet little introverts are just like quiet. And, like, want to hang out.
When those types of characters, it's like the extreme hesitation before even like proposing a date, like just like, all this hesitation happening.
Like me, or like why would he come, or like, oh, I shouldn't make a food for her. What are you talking about?
And she's Korean. Blah blah blah.
So like they have this like really sweet like thing where like he basically like makes a lot of like different food for her, because like she's also like kind of is helping him like create more like menu items for the restaurant, but like also kind of make menu items that like maybe would be like closer to like a Korean's palate. And so she like they go through like a bunch of different things, and he makes her, a bunch of different food and stuff. But it's very sweet. They're very cute together. They're just so like, quiet and shy with each other, but it's very sweet. So if you're looking for like a probably not that high of stakes type show, this one is it. And I think it's Mondays or when it's airing, so we're only on the second episode, and there's only like 10 episodes, so definitely check it out.
Cool. I'll have to add that to my list.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it at Netflix for now. My sister and I started watching the new Junho drama Cashero.
I have too. It's so
word.
funny. It's good.
It's like funny, but also like kind of depressing in the like,
This guy's life sucks.
It's quite the superhero story of capitalism and how terrible life is. So Juno plays a character who's like average, sort of middleman, works in an office, does his thing for fun. On the weekends, he and his girlfriend go to open houses for buildings they can't afford to live in, and dream about what it would be, to, afford to be able to buy this condo or whatever. And she's like, I think if we save our money, she's very money minded. If we save our money and we're really good, we could scrape together the down payment and move in together. Let's get married, because then we get to put ourselves on that lottery for apartments. And he's like, okay, that was romantic, but sure, like, I guess. The part, I will say, my sister and I thought that part's very unrealistic, because they've been together for 9 years, but they're not living together. And she's that money-minded, but they haven't, like, moved in together.
I thought they were living together. They were living together, but they didn't have a house yet.
Okay. Because it seemed like they had two separate apartments. They spend time together, but she kept, like, leaving. So we were sort of like, I would think if she was that money-minded after 9 years, you'd be living together and saving some rent. But whatever. The point is, he gets a call from his dad one day, and all he remembers of his dad is he was terrible. He was bad with money all of his life. He remembers his dad, like, stealing his piggy bank to, like, get money out of it. Like, just his dad was terrible. So his dad calls and's like, I have something for you. And he's like, I don't know, like, maybe my dad actually has an inheritance for me or something, but I'll go see. His dad does have an inheritance for him.
What does he?
His dad is like, so I've decided to retire. And he's like, Dad, you don't have like a real job. What are you talking about? And he grabs his hand, holds on really tight. Basically an earthquake starts in this shed that they're standing in. And right before it, his dad gives him like 10,000 won and says, put this in your wallet. And he's like, I came all the way for like $100 or whatever, right? And he's like, great, cool, Dad, thanks.
No, it was the dad saying, hey, can I borrow some money? And
well,
he was
no,
like,
the dad gave him money and put it in his wallet, and then he holds his hand, and then everything shakes and rattles and rolls. And then his dad shoots him in the head with a nail gun. And then,
shit.
And then he falls over.
Well, sign me up.
Right? And he,
Jessie.
dad kicks him and goes, "Oh, get up." And he stands up and the nails fall out of his forehead. And he says, "Now look in your wallet." And the $10,000 is gone. And he says, "So, our family has superpowers. And the more money you have on you, the stronger, faster, more superpowered you are. But the money disappears. And then, change pops out of your body. So, you bucks, but you get, 3 toonies back. I think you get something like a 5% return on your investment into superpowers."
Gosh.
So suddenly you're back to these scenes of his dad smashing his piggy bank, and you're realizing, oh, he had something he needed to be superpowered for in a hurry. So he was grabbing some cash. And the dad says, but basically with great power comes great responsibility. And if you don't help people, bad things will happen to you. And he's like, okay. And don't ever tell anybody. I never told your mother. And, she stayed with me all this time. Never tell anybody.
I don't know. He sucked, by the way. Sucked.
Terrible. So he leaves and immediately tells his girlfriend because that's a good relationship. And she goes, okay, let's do some experiments, as you do. And she figures out how much money you need to have on you to become how strong and everything. And she's like, so listen, never ever carry cash. Don't run. Don't take the stairs. If you could take the elevator, do not ever expend any energy and never carry cash because we can't afford this. And he's like, okay. So long story short, he does at one point expend a lot of energy to save a bus from going over a bridge. It's a whole thing. And then you start finding out there are other superpowered people. There is an evil organization that is capturing superpowered people to extract their powers out of them so that they can make bioweapon people. There's a whole thing. And it's this whole inner struggle. There's a whole lot going on. There's good superpowered people and kind of evil superpowered people. And his dad had some kind of really weird relationship, symbiotic thing going on with a loan shark who knew about his powers and would give him money so that he could have, money in his pockets to be superpowered. Poor Juno is just going through it though. He's just
suffering. It's the worst thing that's ever happened.
The day after he gets these powers, he's watching an old lady struggle up the stairs with her groceries, and he's like, nope, can't help her because I might lose some money. I will. And she's like, you evil little turd kind of thing. And
she literally flips him off. She's like,
he won't hold the door for people anymore because what if that costs me money? He won't do normal things anymore because, and he walks slowly all the time. And it's just
so good at this.
He doesn't want to get beat up by his girlfriend. It sounds
that's true. Because when I say this girl is obsessed with money, she's an accountant. She's
that's how she thinks.
We're going to buy a house. We're going to buy a house. No.
That's what she wants.
You're not going to screw this up for me. We're getting married and buying a house. I've already filled out the registration. You just have to sign it, okay? You have 2 iPads. You only need 1. We're selling 1.
And I've already invested all this time into you.
You're
not fucking this up for me.
He's
but I want to be a good person.
No, she's like, if we get married, I will buy you a PS5. And he's like, okay, cool. And he goes and he pays cash for the PS5. And then people start robbing the guy that he just gave the money to. And this guy had told him this, oh, I'm going home to my kids and we're going, I'm going to use this money to take them to the theme park or whatever, all this stuff. And he's hearing this guy get robbed and beat up and knowing that he's still got $50 in his pocket. He could probably go back and help. but he doesn't. He like runs home because he's like, no, I can't lose the money that I've got in my pocket. And then she's like, this isn't as much change as you were supposed to get. And he's like, I had to pee real bad, so I ran home. So like his running home used up some of the money. And she's like, I told you never to run. And you're like, oh. But he feels so guilty. And like, you know, he's playing his PS5 thinking like, oh my God, I hope that man didn't die. Like, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. But it's funny, but it's also like sad, but it's also interesting. Like with all the other superhero, you know, super powered people coming out of the woodwork and stuff. And yeah. And the kind of ridiculousness of seeing him when he does expend his powers, like money popping out of him, like some sort of like, you know,
it's a really fun take on superheroes.
Yeah. And like,
I like when people do something new with like a genre as like popular as superheroes. It's nice when you start like, oh, this is actually like different, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is a fun new thing that they're trying.
Because he's like, he can help people, but it's going to hurt him to help people. So how does he
There's
find
always a
that
cost,
balance?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this, the cost is real, not existential. It's like,
I must give up my like relationships. I must protect them by not telling. No, it's like you literally are impoverishing yourself.
Yeah.
And looking like an irresponsible jerk. Or you just look like a jerk. Like pick one, you know?
Yeah. So, but it's fun. We're enjoying it.
Oh.
How about you, Sky? What else are you watching?
I am watching lots of stuff. I tried a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to think of what would be fun to discuss. I think I'm going to talk about one that didn't really hit for me, but like I want to talk about it because I think I had really, really high hopes. Sometimes that'll get you.
Sometimes, yeah.
So no tail, like as an animal tail to tell. No Tale to Tell. It is on Netflix. As far as why was I so excited for this? Well, the lead gal is Kim Hae-yoon, and she is amazing in everything that she ever touches. She's just fun. She's great. And then also Lomon, I've seen him in other stuff, and he's a good time too. So, and I will say, so far there's only 2 episodes out. I've only watched 1. Just because that's what happened. But so it is rom-com, heavy on that com. Supernatural. She's a gumiho. That is why I wanted to see. I've known this was coming for a long time, and I was like, her being a gumiho, heck yeah! Like I've been excited. So they definitely get in. They shows like some of her past because of course gumiho typically like live a long time, so you kind of see where she gets some of her motivations from, which was good. That still helped me care about her character more. But man, her character is so selfish, like very, and she kind of has to be because of what she typically in this universe, gumiho are supposed to aspire to become human. Like that's just kind of the way they're supposed to go about doing things. So you're supposed to kind of keep getting your good deeds and stuff in order to eventually attain humanity. But she saw like her best friend from forever, from back in the day, like ancient times, Korea. She saw her friend become human and like immediately like lose everything. And so she sees that doesn't pay to be human. Like that just brings suffering. And so like, so you see her motivation for not wanting to do good deeds, kind of like we were talking about the show that we just talked about. So, but she kind of gleefully at this point, like gets hired by bad people to like fulfill their wishes, and they'll pay her a lot of money. And she mostly just wants money at this point. And so it's, and I never vibed with her character. Like, was she funny? Sure. Like, and she was selling it, but like, I don't know. I wasn't having. Yeah. But so as far as in the first episode, you see Lomon's character is they're saying these are high school guys who are like pinnacle of soccer stuff and pretty much getting scouted to become on national team level. And I'm just like, these are not high school kids. These are definitely
these are adult men.
These are adult men. Okay. And they're playing soccer. You're playing soccer like adult men. Like this is
yeah. Like we get why, like but still, these are adult men.
And so to be clear, I think that's only in episode 1. I do think they time jump even episode 2, and he's like a successful soccer player, like adult at that point. So like you do, and I'm not saying I was like icked out. There was no attraction between them, like in that first episode. It's very, I'm not even saying they're enemies. It's very like just kind of weird. She can also, another Gumiho thing that she can do is, and she can't force it, it just comes upon her. She can sometimes get flashes of someone's future, but she can kind of interpret it wrong sometimes. But in general, she sometimes can see someone's future, and so she can kind of, and that's, she had foreseen her friend's demise, and then she saw her friend's demise, and so that's kind of where all this came from. But it might get more charming. I watched the preview for episode 2, and her vibe was exactly the same. So I was like, it probably will get better with time. It might be one of those that takes 3 to 4 episodes to find its feet. I'm not saying I will never pick it up again. I might if I am re-curious. I'm kind of curious because I do feel like, because I mean, this is a 12 episode show, so there has to be some more stuff going on. I'm definitely not curious about their romance so far because, like,
we didn't care yet.
I just didn't care yet. But some shows it takes a while, and I didn't really have the patience. These are an hour 10 long episodes, and so I was like, I just don't know if I care that much. And looks like the time jump is 9 years. So
okay.
Whatever, dude. Netflix, as far as CGI level, so as far as like them showing, they show her tails sometimes. That's like whenever she does something a certain way, like they'll show all of her white tails. CGI is okay. It's fine. I think they're pretty proud of it. It's not like amazing. And usually her powers aren't like visual or anything, so I don't think, if I can remember right, there wasn't a lot of other CGI so far, at least in episode 1. Watch someone else remember and then tell me I'm totally wrong, but like I don't remember a lot of CGI other than her tails. I mean, the thing is, I love her like as an actress. I think she's super cute, like, and that's why I was jazzed, man. Supernatural with her in it, I was so jazzed.
Maybe it'll get better. Who knows?
Right. So like, I think it really was, I had such high hopes out of the gate. And I think a lot of times for supernatural shows, it doesn't usually take a lot for me to get sold on them in episode 1 or 2. And I was just having a tough go. But like, also, I will say something for his character. He is from a like poor background. And so episode 1 for his character was very like kind of his rival on his team that's getting scouted for the national team. He's from a privileged background. His dad's paying off the coach. You're seeing all this stuff. And our lead guy, he never has let his co-players know that he doesn't have money. And you know, soccer clubs are expensive, all this stuff. And so he eventually lets that rival know that, like, because his rival keeps getting on him, like, why don't you go do private lessons? Why don't you go to all these camps and all these things? And
I'm poor, Jeremy.
He eventually said, like, I am poor. And then the guy's like, oh, and so then he starts like doing pity stuff for him. And of course, our lead guy's like, nah, I'm not taking the free cleats that you got from your sponsorship, buddy. Like, that's not what we're gonna do here. So I thought his character was very interesting, but like, previewed for episode 2 was he was pretty cocky too. I'm like, everyone's cocky. I'm not in a mood to play with this today. Some days I'm more into that than others. I definitely wasn't when I was watching this. So, because I think when I was used to the universe of love between lines and everyone was being so lovely,
normal and nice,
normal and nice, and then you skip over here and it's like, oh, maybe some other day I should try this.
You're like, maybe once I finish love between lines and I'm like a week out from that, you know,
right.
you're removed from how nice that was.
To lean in for like kind of, I'm not saying slapstick level, but it is like calmy,
calm, rom, you know?
Right. So like, I want people to know what they're getting to, because to me, even if you compare this to, man, what was the one, like the demon one that was on Netflix?
My Demon?
Yeah, my demon. So like, that still was, this is way calmier than that right out of the gate, is what it felt like.
Okay.
Whereas like my demon, like that one really got me pretty quick. Like, you know, I liked the vibes of that. This one is like, couple more notches calm, at least how we're showing her powers in the first episode or 2. Now, have I seen shows where episode 3, 4 we start evening out? Yeah, like sometimes we do that. So it really might, and so that's probably why on a certain day I'll probably pick it back up again. But at the moment I was like, womp. So
I did want to check it out, but I think I'll probably wait till it's done and then just like watch it in chunks then to see if I'm instead of it's airing.
I might just let it kind of air some and then see. I don't really rely on a ton of general consensus from other people that are watching it, but like I'm going to be curious. I'm going to go still see what the vibe is. I might even
see the clips, right? Like you'll see stuff or hear, and you'll maybe have a better sense of like, does it even out or does it stay up here?
Well,
or
just like the other day, there was a show that I was thinking of like hopping back into, and I was just curious what the vibe was. So like I went and I just pressed play because I had watched 2 episodes, and I pressed play on like episode 6. I was like, what's the vibe for episode 6? You know, it's just that type of thing. So I'll probably play that with this. And it probably will be different. They have a handful of episodes they have to get through. So we surely the shtick
you gotta get through the setup.
Cocky powers lady is just not gonna like carry all those episodes. I'm sure there's gonna be more depth to her character. It just didn't feel like it. It makes me kind of wonder about the writer. I meant to look. We have 2 screenwriters. The Best Chicken. Okay, that should be a thing.
It's got to be Netflix people.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the Best
Chicken team. And then the director, Love to Hate You.
Okay.
Hate You, Juliet. Heartbreak Library from forever ago.
Oh, that's an old, an old one.
So, anyway, I like a tag for the genre sports. Yeah, we get some soccer. Like we didn't get full games or anything, so don't get too excited about that.
You know.
Yeah. So, how about you, Natalia?
So I'm also on Netflix watching a very different vibe from the last show I was watching, and also a very different vibe from what you're watching. I've been checking out the GMM TV show that's on Netflix for some reason that I actually can't figure out why Netflix is so interested in it, to be honest. The new June Dunk number, Dare You to Death. Now, here's what
the poster looks cool.
Yeah, the opening credits are awful. I mean, like I'm like, y'all, this fucking like stock Photoshop action was the best you could do for like this builder. Like, come on now, y'all. But anyway, here's what you need to know about this show. It has 2 cops. One is a by-the-book new inspector who's in town, and the other one is a bit more of like a rogue-style cop. And when I tell you, does he want to fuck? He wants to fuck, okay? That's like the dynamic.
He's a rogue.
Yeah, that's the dynamic here is you've got like, you know, button shirt, like suit and tie, and then you've got, you know, jeans and a leather jacket, and he's going to fuck that guy, okay? If it's the last thing he does, that's his main motivation. He has a second motivation. It is that there's a group of college students, one of which is his little brother. And with the exception of, as of what I've watched, I haven't, like, there's, as the day of recording, there's like a new episode that I haven't seen yet, but it seems like they're all terrible people except for his little brother. So I'm like, why is his little brother friends with these absolute psychopaths? Anyway, it starts out with this friend group having like a drinking party, and one of them dies. Like a girl dies. Okay? And then very soon after that, all the other terrible people in this group start getting like cards that are like truth or dare. And they all start ending up dead in horrible, like sort of ironic ways. Ooh, you know?
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out, even though I think this is a huge, like you would not be assigning this guy to investigate his little brother's friend group murder. They're trying to figure out what's going on, but they're also investigating drugs because apparently homicide detectives and narcotics detectives are the same thing in this universe. Okay.
As one does.
As one does. Meanwhile, like this rogue cop, he's gonna get this other cop. This newly transferred in from overseas cop. He's gonna get
what's going on.
Listen, really
who cares about my brother's friends?
Serious murder happening, and then it'll be like him scheming to get this guy to like live in his apartment so he can like, you know, flirt with him. I'm just like listen, I'm having fun with it. It's the type of show that if you stop expecting it to make any logical sense in terms of the real world, you're just like, yeah, this is great. I'm having a fun time. Like, when's he gonna get this buttoned up cop? Like, when's he gonna get him? Like, he's gonna get him. Like, how are these college students, these co-eds gonna end up dead in horrible, ironic ways? Who's doing it? I don't know. And you're just like, these are all the worst people you've ever met. Like, these are bad people. Like, these kids should be in jail. Legit. Like, they're all terrible. And then you have like this nice brother that I'm like, why are you here? How are we gonna find out about this cop's little brother? Like, because like nice people don't hang out with psychos. All right, and these are all psychos. But anyway, I'm not far enough in it to like be able to tell because the fifth episode just aired, so I've only watched 4 episodes. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, like, the fact that in the first 4 of 10 episodes, like, what you know about this guy is he wants to fuck. Like, that's how you know the vibe of this. It's just like, I love these sorts of BLs. They make me laugh so much because it was sort of like, so Jessie and I had done an episode on Goddess Bless You from Death. Mm-hmm. Which is still excellent, by the way. Great show. Where it's like the people making the show are like, yeah, I really want to make a horror show, but I know that the people that we're advertising to aren't necessarily horror people. So we got to make sure that they immediately know that these two fellas going to be all in each other's bids at some point in this show, okay? Probably a lot sooner than the narrative would justify. And that's sort of the vibe of like this show.
Do not worry. Do not worry.
This show, it feels like, okay, we did want to make sort of like an odd couple cop, like, you know, odd like partner cop mystery. But it's June Dunk and this is GMMTV. So we got to make sure you see the iced tea bottles, and we got to make sure the Black Soy shows up, and we got to make sure that you know that these two fellas, who also do not look old enough to be detectives, how old are they? Like June, they're not that old. So June is 24, and I think Dunk's even younger. He's 25. I guess he's a little bit older. Okay. So it's like they're not old enough to hold their positions that they have.
Right. They're hardened detectives.
So that's kind of the vibe where you're like, yeah, this 24-year-old's out there fucking jackbooting some, you know, like some drug dealers, like chasing. I'm just like, no, they would be like beat cops at best. They'd be directing traffic at this age. Like, calm down. But like, it's the same thing on, you know, Goddess Bless You from Death, where I'm like, yeah, these guys are homicide.
That's the medical examiner.
Foreigners. Yeah.
Those ones are always the best when it's like the 21-year-old who's like the crack surgeon at the hospital, and you're like,
Yeah, you're like, sure, Doogie Howser, if you say so.
Yeah, unless you give a backstory about, no, they've been a prodigy since they've been 12. Okay,
unless you Doogie Howser them, it doesn't make any sense. But we're sort of like, we're in the BL universe, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like
things are different in the BL universe.
It's different in the BL universe. Like, yeah, sure, this 22-year-old is like pushing 30. Why not?
Sure.
Why not? Yeah, of course he's a
22-year-old face, 35-year-old career. It's just the way it goes.
That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But like, if you sort of like realize that like while you're watching it, I've seen like a lot of really mixed reviews of it, and I actually like understand where they're all coming from, because if you're watching it expecting like a crime show, baby, you watching a comedy BL with some murders in it. And it's like, but if you wanted to watch like a comedy BL, there's still quite a lot of murders in it. So it's like, I'm really sort of enjoying it because I can sort of detach myself from the necessity of a plot to be cohesive and make sense in the real world for me to like enjoy it.
You do have that talent.
Yeah,
you have nailed down.
It's
actually like
talent.
It's a bit of like an unappreciated talent for people who can't, because I feel like I can enjoy so many more things because I don't actually need them to make any sense, you know? I'm like, I could be like, yeah, this 25-year-old inspector general, like, yeah, he just came back from his big career overseas back to Thailand to like solve murders, and I'm just like, solve serial killings, like, yeah, sure Jan, you know? Like, it's sort of stupid, but I'm like into it in a weird way. Like, I'm fine with it being stupid because I'm having a good time, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
And so I don't know who's killing them. I'm more just like, when you gonna wear them down, son? Like, when you like, there's also like a coroner guy, who's like also like flirting with, you know, the new in town, like buttoned up detective, and I'm just like, I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. Like, no, he would not like your, you know, line ID, sir. Like, anyway, the whole thing is goofy, and I don't understand why it's on Netflix and not iQIYI. Like, I genuinely don't. But at the same time, I'm sort of happy. I'm really happy for them that it is. I'm not sure this is the representative drama that I, as GMMTV, would have sold to Netflix if I was like wanting to further. Yeah, I would have been like, let's get Moonlight Chicken in there first. Yeah. You know, like just get him in with the drama, and then you slowly work this weird vibe in. You know, like this isn't a show that I'm like, yeah, you should watch this as your first BL. No, like this is a show for seasoned BL watchers. Okay, it's like these are the ones who are just like, it doesn't have to actually make sense. Jung and Dunk are cute together. And maybe we'll find out who's murdering these co-eds. Like, that's it. I'm enjoying it. Like, is it going to be like a top show of the year? Absolutely not.
It was really terrible. No.
But I am enjoying watching it because I don't require it to be excellent.
There you go.
There you go.
And if you are similar to me, you'll probably enjoy the vibes, you know?
The comments look like it.
Yeah, like
sometimes enjoying it.
Sometimes you're just like, listen, the plot's fine. When they're gonna fuck though. Like, that's sort of the energy of this show, is that the whole show is just asking, yeah. Murders. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, okay, yeah. Ooh, no, another kid got a truth or dare card. Ooh.
Oh, no.
But also, we need to take a 5-minute interlude to, like, walk in on one of them in the shower. You know, like, you're just like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Like, yeah, let's go. But it is fun. So, Jessie, do you have another fun entry for us, or something a little more serious?
It's a little more serious. I'm definitely following.
We're not saying serial killings aren't serious, but in this universe, they definitely are.
That storyline, I think they're a little less serious. So I've been watching the KDrama. in between. It's from 2024. I had added this to my plan to watch list last year and then never got around to it. So I was like, January is going to be my month. And I started a couple episodes and then I found out about Love Between Lines. So I got sidelined. So this officially was supposed to be the drama that I was watching. And I don't really remember like how I got to it. It probably was just because I've been kind of like looking for a drama. Like I was specifically looking for a Taiwanese drama, and I kind of just landed on this where it was kind of like maybe romance but less romance, but like specifically like focusing a bit more on just like female characters, so like a friend group or something like that. And I kind of just don't remember how like I got like first looked into this, but when I do remember when I like officially started looking into the drama, the reason I decided upon it was because the actress Jo Yoon Tong, who was in Nothing But You, which is another C-drama, which is like a Noona romance, older woman romance, like that I talked about when we did our Noona romance episode. Yeah, I really liked her in that show, so I was like, oh, if she's in it, that's like the easiest way to get me into a drama, because then I don't have to think about it. I'm like, okay, is there someone that I like? Okay, fine. Point me to it. So I'm only like 3 episodes into it because I now like I can be back into it because I don't have something taking up my weekends anymore. But it's hard to describe what it is because we're in the very first bits of it, but there's also something that kind of happens in the first episode, which is like a spoiler, so I don't really want to say it, but essentially it follows definitely follows this one girl out of the group the most, but she's just a young girl who's just like trying to like figure out life. She's like in her mid-20s and just kind of in that position where she has this like boyfriend who's like a long distance boyfriend, and she rarely sees him, and they've been together for a really long time. And like she's kind of just like kind of installed in her career and stuff, and she's like just trying to figure out what's going on. And then she has 2 other like friends who are also kind of in different boats, like where they're kind of just like in between things, like in between like figuring out if they want to do something different with their lives and their jobs, and also just like relationship issues or just like trying to find relationships. And so it mostly focuses on the main girl, Jinan, and like her issues and kind of like her trying to kind of stumble through life and figure out what to do because she's kind of at that turning point. But you also do get a good bit of the other 2 female characters and their struggles with the things that are going on and them coming together a lot, like because of their friendship. It's gonna be rocky. It very much feels like it's going to be a melodrama. It's gonna be hard. The like MDL like synopsis for it is like so like bizarre. Like I'm gonna read it just because it's like really bizarre. It says, the drama tells the story of young people in modern urban life who, in their search for love and self-discovery, are unafraid of setbacks and failures, ultimately achieving different kinds of growth. Which
that says nothing. That
totally says nothing.
That's a lot of words.
That is an AI sound.
Right? That's just like a bad translation. Like
hopefully.
I am enjoying it. I do think it's really good. This is not a comedy at all. I doubt this is going to be a romance because I don't think there's going to be happy ever afters in this one at all. And it might be like hard, but like I don't think it's going to be like so devastating that like this is going to be like a cry fest. But I just really like what it's like starting to set up, and the characters are so like, it's interesting because the 3 girls are so drastically different. Like it's not that like you find it unbelievable that they're friends, but also it's like they're like they are very different humans and very different stages of life, ages and stuff. So it's interesting to see them come together, but they also aren't like the bestest of friends. It's not like you see them together with each other all the time. And the way that they've been doing the story is they kind of do that, like, kind of like theatrical breaking the fourth wall kind of thing, where like example of it would be the main girl would be sitting there like really kind of depressed about her relationship and like writing in her journal or writing out a letter like to her boyfriend about like all of her like issues and how sad she is, and her like in a different outfit is like sitting beside her like telling her things or being like, well, why are you saying that when you're this sad about the thought of like leaving him or like that sort of thing. They kind of do those kind of like, it's not supernatural at all, but like, you know, those like kind of moments of like breaking the fourth wall, which is really interesting. And I think it gives like a little bit more of what the characters are feeling in their heads and represented outwardly. And it's just like, I just find it really interesting the way that they're doing it. And it is kind of giving me what I want, and that like, it's a very female centered like story, even though it's very clearly like relationships and boys, but it's also very clearly like setting up how like boys just suck. Like really they're men. Boo. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm watching on Viki. I do think it's on iQIYI. I haven't looked, but I'm pretty sure it's the same company as Love Between Lines. So I feel like I keep, because like, you know, in the very beginning, like you see like the production companies and then it'll go iQIYI, and I'm pretty sure I keep on seeing iQIYI. But yeah, it's good so far. So I'm enjoying it, and hopefully it continues.
We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah. Amanda?
I am watching Spring Fever, which is on Prime. It's a K-drama. It is men suck unless they're on Bohyun being adorable and raising his nephew, because he is the himboiest.
He's such a himbo. He's a himbo simp, and I love him.
He's so
so clueless.
He's not just like a with the woman he loves himbo. He is like a super good person, but he looks like a gangster, right? So everybody's scared of him because he's scary and strong, and he has a, you know, arm sleeve of tattoos that come off. He shows you in the first episode, and then you can never unsee it. Somebody gave it to him as a gift, and it would be rude not to use a gift, so he wears this, you know, sleeve of tattoos all the time. He is just the nicest, kindest person. People are like, oh, he's been to jail. Yeah, he was in jail because he like single-handedly lifted a car to get it out of the way so that the fire truck could go down the lane. You know, like, this is why he goes, you know, like, it's always that. So you first meet him. The main character in this is his nephew's homeroom teacher. And she has come to this small town. She had disgrace back in Seoul, and she's going to be quiet. She was accused of having an affair with a student's parent, and, you know, a lot of stuff that went down. Yeah, like her friendliness kind of got her into trouble. So now in small town, she is going to not be friendly. She's not going to talk. She's just going to do her job and go home. She's not going to make friends. She's not going to be nice. Like, she is just do her job and go home. And then this uncle comes to the school, and like the other teachers and the principals are all freaking out. Oh no, he's coming in. He's so scary, and he's so mean, and he's so everything. And he comes in because he has just found out that his beloved nephew, who he is raising and who is the kindest, nicest, smartest, most like he is the perfect student. He was going to get the filial student award, but he's not now, because in order to be a filial student, you have to have parents. So because he doesn't have parents, he can't get the filial student award. And his uncle is not having that. He's like, no.
Yeah, for reasons. Right? He's like, so when I took him to get his vaccines and I stayed up with him when he had a fever as a child, does that not make me his father? Are you saying he doesn't have parents? Who am I?
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
and it's really like the kid comes and he says to the teacher, oh, my uncle came and I'm so sorry that my uncle came and, you know, it'll never happen again. She's like, no, your uncle did exactly what he should do because that was not on. Like, he's right. You are the most filial student in the school. The fact that you got no parents is not your fault. Like, sorry.
And you do have a parent.
You do have a, like, right? Like, no. So, then he sort of, An Bo-hyun's character, uncle, he sees her and he remembers her from a time in Seoul. She does not remember him, but he remembers her and he's like, oh, I'm going to make her remember me. I'm going to be the sweetest, and like, not in a creepy way. He's just like, I am going to put myself in her path and like, you know, I don't know why she's pretending she doesn't remember me, but I'm going to find out. And he's just crazy and sweet, and he's bringing her personality back out. She's starting to like, okay, I'm gonna gossip with my coworkers over this strange man who came in, and I'm gonna like, she's starting to come back out of her shell a little bit. There's a female student who's always coming in second place, and she's, you know, there's a thing going on there between his nephew and her, and it just hits right. It goes down easy. It's nice. It's cute. There's clearly some stuff going on. Like, there's some. Are you
asking yourself, does he rescue a tiny little chihuahua and then adopt it? And there's lots of scenes carrying around a comically small dog as a comically large man. Maybe.
Yeah.
They know how to get you, really.
Initially,
the show was tailor-made for me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, you know, it's coming across like they're suggesting that he's like a gangster in this small town and he runs the mob and he's always followed around by these guys and they're all wearing black t-shirts and
dudes,
you know, it's clearly you know, they're clearly mafia of some type. No, they run a business where they install solar panels to like help
so they're all
be more environmentally friendly. That's
they're always
his
just like trying to help people and be nice and be kind, and everyone's always like, ooh. It's very much comedic small town shenanigans.
Yeah.
But then also it's like it'll go into like her family and why she's ended up here, and it's very much like not funny at all.
Yeah.
Like it's tragic. Like it's actually like just like, but tragic in a very, this probably happens to a lot of people, a lot of women specifically, sort of situation. I think it's a really, like, for what it is promising to be, it is delivering exactly on the promise of what it said it would be, which is a kindly himbo falls in love with a tsundere teacher. It's like with a chihuahua.
It's a rom-com, but it's not so heavy. Like, the com part is, it's funny and you laugh out loud funny, but it's not like cringy funny. It's just funny. So like, I just enjoy it. Like it's
I just like how dumb he is. He's just he's just so dumb and beefy and kind.
So I watched the first 2 episodes of it. I didn't get to the chihuahua part. I've seen pictures of the chihuahua. He was abrasive enough that I was done. Like, I couldn't handle
He really gets better because you find out very quickly, like probably around 3 or 4, that he's just bad at peopling.
Well, I mean, I could kind of I never assumed out of the, like, I could tell there was a whole like like that all the teachers were misconstruing like what type of job he had. Like, it was obvious that was all whatever. but he is kind of chaos in a bottle. Like he does accidentally break things a lot.
Yeah.
He does yell a lot.
Yeah.
So like
he
you cannot
really loudly.
You cannot say that he doesn't earn some level of
for sure
negative attention, even if there wasn't the whole like, oh, he's a gangster, blah blah blah. You know, like that's all way out of
he's
pocket.
Very socially inept.
Yeah,
but
he doesn't know how to people.
Meaning.
Yeah.
Like
but,
he gets a bad impression a lot of the times while trying to do good.
Yeah,
well, just like when he was trying to get her attention and he is chasing her down the road at night.
Yeah, and then like and you're like,
it's supposed to be funny. I didn't find it funny. Like I knew it was supposed to be funny. Though.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I feel like they like the first 2 episodes. They really they really stop leaning on that sort of comedy. The longer you go on, where you're just like, oh, he's just dumb. Okay, and so it moves from being like less so like him doing questionable dumb things that any dude would know not to do, to just being like questionable things that people would do, but you would misconstrue. It's like, why is he, like the thing about the dog is he's met the dog twice in his life before he adopts the dog. And so the first time he was like there was the lady, one of the other lady teachers at school was like, one time I was walking with my kids in the woods and I saw him like digging a hole. I'm sure he was burying a body. And then it turns out there was like a landslide and he was just on a jog in the woods and then heard like an animal crying and was digging out the dog, who then ran away. And then later she comes across him like in the rain, like pulling apart like a manhole cover, like a storm drain. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I need to fit my arm in here. And she's like, this man is insane. And then he pulls out this wet Sadly. He's like, you again. We meet again. And it's like, it moves into more of like people realizing he's just stupid than him being like, them being scared of him. So like he gets more involved and then you realize, okay, maybe this was a bit of a false start on like the first couple episodes, because he's much more likable episode 3 and on. He's very likable. Yeah.
So like I said, like to me in the first 2 episodes, it's obvious like the teachers are out of pocket. Like all the you can tell like they're totally making
this whole town is out of pocket.
They're making stuff up about this guy. Like know right off the bat. And it's like, but the dude does hit something and break the table. Like he does go hard enough that like fear is a little vindicated for the first episode or 2, or chasing her down at night. Yeah, don't fucking do that. Like don't do that.
Right? Like
it's because he's dumb, but like
it will take the longer it goes on, the more likable he becomes.
I'm sure.
Because I feel like they did that and then realized like, oh wait, we've actually made him a little too freaky. We gotta make it more himbo. More himbo. We're going on the himbo line.
The more you see him and the history with the nephew too, like how he just like he took this baby to school with him and like they're trying to learn, but he's like somebody's got to take care of the baby, but I also have to go to school. So he takes the baby with him to high school, like, and stuff like, and you're just like, okay, this
stupid, but
so how far along is it now?
I think it's that episode. I just finished episode 6, I think. Episode 7. So we're at like the halfway mark. Comes out on Monday. So it's a Monday, Tuesday show on Prime. So we're about halfway through, and it's exactly the rom-com that I was looking for, because I love himbos. I love himbos. And I love simp. Okay? And this man is a himbo simp. And I am here for it. And also there's a chihuahua.
I also really I'm a little behind, but like I'm really enjoying her character and that she's like there's some depth there, but also that even in her I'm just going to stay in my lane, I'm not going to rock any boats moments, she's still not having any of this like adoption isn't a real family nonsense. Like she's like no. Like like at one point the one girl is like, oh, that those dates for parent-teacher meetings aren't going to work for me. Do my parents have to come? And she's like, yeah, your parents have to come to parent-teacher. And this girl says in class, she goes, but his parents don't have to come. And she's like, listen, you little twit. Like, the fact that he does not have a mom and dad does not mean his parents are not. His uncle is coming for parent-teacher meetings, and your parents are coming too. And that is, we're not playing that little game in my class.
She did apologize later, though.
Yes. she does apologize. She's like, that was not cool.
Yeah, she's sort of out of pocket, too, because she hates this guy, because the nephew is number one in the school. And she wants to be number one in the school.
And her parents are awful and force it.
Her parents are like, you're going to be smart because your brother was number one in the school and your brother was smart. But meanwhile, this kid who is number one in the school is a simp just like his old uncle, his old man. But she's very dumb in certain ways.
I will say it did remind me a little bit of Ms. Incognito that I really liked. Like, I haven't watched the whole thing, but like I probably got nearly half the way through.
Small town aspect.
The small town teacher, and she's undercover, so she doesn't actually know how to be a preschool teacher. But the whole thing, she's trying to be like trying to fit in and not be noticed as a teacher. But like, so that was kind of and trying to emphasize small town people, and this is how small town people act, you know, like everyone knows each other's beeswax and all that. So like it reminded me a little bit of that.
So. I'm enjoying the accents too, like it's very much more noticeable to me now than I think it would have been if I watched this, 10 years ago or whatever, because I would have just been like, whatever. But now, especially because I've seen all these actors do all these other things, I'm like, I know that is a very thick small town accent. That is not how they normally talk.
It's really funny because if you just listen to like the way they like say words, it sounds exactly like where I grew up, but in a different language. So it's like, it's like listening to Shaq, but like in Korean. It's very interesting.
In a different font.
It's comforting. It's home.
It is. I'm like, oh, this sounds like my childhood, but I don't understand it. Whereas I understand Shaq. I don't understand Korean that much, so.
Right.
So before we let you go, we've been at this for a long episode.
Oh, wow.
We're going to do a very quick little speed round where we go through a few other things we've been watching. Nothing too extensive, just here we go. Sky, what else? What else you put your little peepers on?
So I checked out one episode of Positively Yours. It's on Viki, I believe, if I'm thinking right. Yes. Heavy on the beer. Like, we're working for a beer company, so we are talking beer and marketing beer, and that is what we are doing. We talked about that enough that I got bored. So like I'm good.
No, I don't care about beer.
Yeah, I mean, even in episode 1, at the very end, it's like, oh no, she's pregnant. All this stuff, cool. I don't even care. We beard way too hard.
You beard too close to the sun.
Beard too close to the sun. Now, to be clear, listeners, it's not that I hate beer. I don't care. Like, I do not have anything against it.
Beer is not one of your interests.
We special interest.
We went so hard into it that I'm like,
but if you are into beer, I guess this is
So like if you loved Brewing Love, and part of the reason, like the main reason you liked Brewing Love was all the beer talk, have I got a show for you? So that's probably drop for me, but it's on hold. I do on hold mostly. That's I already talked what I think about Spring Fever. I checked out 0.25 worth of episode of Undercover Miss Hong on Netflix.
Not for you, huh?
We financed Too Close to the Sun for that one for me. That is what we are doing. So like now we'll say her character, it's not that I hated her character. Her character is just real good at her job, and even sneakily making people like give her information, and she'll pretend like, yeah, I'm taking a bribe. Sure I am. Then she gets on the witness stand. She's like, nope, buddy.
Just kidding.
Jail.
Trying to give me a bribe.
Yeah. So like, I appreciate that. Do all the men that she works with hate her guts? Yep. She does not care. She says, I am competent. Nice. You guys are going to deal with it. And so like, and who's her boss? Kim Won-hee.
Easy.
I didn't even get to the part where she eventually goes undercover. It's all because they're trying to do the finances for this, you know, shell companies, and we financed way too close to the sun. So that's what you're going to get. There's a lot there. I watched 2 episodes worth of To My Beloved Thief. That is on Viki as well. It might be elsewhere too, but definitely on Viki. I think I like it. I haven't given it enough time. It is historical. I believe that she was like a physician assistant type. But at night, does she dress up to like kind of steal from the rich to give to the poor type thing? She does. So like pretty long leash for that for me. It wasn't like hyper interesting the first episode or 2, but I'm going to let it warm up. So I'll probably keep watching that a little bit. So those are my main things. I'll say I am on an anime kick now. So like I've been getting into that a lot, but we don't need to go there that much. But Crunchyroll's fun. So how about you, Natalia?
So I was telling the ladies before we started that I haven't actually been watching as much as I normally do, and they always laugh at me because I always end up having to watch more than everyone else. But in my defense, this is actually less than what I normally be watching. So along with like Spring Fever and Love Between Lines, I finished Me and T, which is on iQIYI, and it was perfect. It was perfect. It was exactly like I wish I could start again from the beginning, having not seen any of it.
Oh, wow.
I loved it so much. It was so funny and so goofy and so just absolutely delightful.
Nice.
Pond was really bringing his A game to this. Like it was, he was so over the top. I loved it. I finished the BL Thundercloud Rainstorm, the KBL on iQIYI. Very depressing. Very toxic. Very toxic.
I think I watched the first episode of that and I was like, whoa.
It's toxic. It's but like I love mess. I love mess. You know, I love everything. So it's I thought it was pretty good. It's not very long. It's only like 6 episodes, I think. So it was good. It was well done. I'm still watching Goddess Bless You from Death, as I mentioned before. It's great. It's great. Lots of twists and turns that like if you watch a lot of horror, they're not that twisty and turny, but like I feel like a lot of people, this is like their first like crime horror thing. They'll be like, whoa. But it is fun. I've also been rewatching The Secret Life of My Secretary because I noticed they added it to Netflix, and I was like, I could watch this again. My sister's been watching it too because she saw a TikTok that made her laugh, and I was like, no, Shanata, seriously, you should watch it. I think you would find it funny, and she's also been enjoying it. But that's pretty much all I've been watching. And the reason that's all I've been watching is because, so as listeners of this podcast, some of you may know, I have another obsession besides Asian drama, and that is the video game Balatro. And they have come up with I don't play the multiplayer version, but there is like a multiplayer league of people who play Balatro competitively against each other. And I like watching one particular fellow whose name is like, he's a streamer, and his streamer name is Bean because there's a card called Turtle Bean. It's a whole thing. Anyway, he's been running a tournament with like a 250 entrant bracket tournament with like a $10,000 prize, and he streams probably about 4 hours every single day, like either playing in games or commentating on games or like discussing like strategy and stuff, and I cannot stop watching like every day. And I tune in every day. Like when we finish recording, I'm gonna go eat dinner, and while I'm eating dinner, I was watching it before I came to record. I'm going to be continuing from where I stopped. If you like competitive video game poker that's not poker, check out Balatro, Major League Balatro. You might enjoy it. It's fun. And that's why I haven't watched more because I've been in Balatro.
When did that start for you?
Oh, it's been months. Literally, like another.
No, I was meaning the tournament. Sorry.
The tournament started like last week.
Okay.
But I've been watching, like, he streams pretty much every day. Like, he'll be doing like games against just random games against people, right? And so I'll just be like, I'll see what Bean's up to today. Like, let's see what he's like, just like this like kid in his 20s, and he has like a really monotone, chill way of talking. And so like I'll put it on at night, and I'll be like, it's time for my sleep video. It's like, yes. Which Joker are you picking? Yes. So that's been taking up most of my time. Jessie, I know you've watched a few more things.
I have. So I started out the month really gung-ho, wanting to be really good. And I was like, I'm going to finish the dramas that I have like only a couple of episodes left.
Oh, yeah.
I said that too.
And so I did one of those.
Hey.
I got one.
Hey, that was me with my Cloud Raider store. Yes.
But at least, it's still one. It's Lover's Revenge, which is a J-drama that's on Viki. It stars the female lead from Yakuza Boss's Beloved. That's why.
Fun.
Yeah. So, it was a fine show. It's just about revenge, and it's very short, like 8-episode, 20-minute episode, and I had like 3 episodes left. So I did it. I finally finished it. Another airing drama, J-drama on Netflix is Silent Truth. It's literally there. I think there's 2 episodes out. I've only watched the one because I think the second one just came out. And it's essentially like a crime, like mystery thriller where a group of friends are involved in this murder when they're like children. Ooh. And things are like, we've like gone into the future, present day, where they're like all grown up, and things are happening that like may be bringing up that case and things that were surrounded by the case. So it looks interesting. Looks like it's going to be lots of twists and turns, and you don't know who did what. And they're also kids. Like, so did they really kill someone? Probably not, but like, who knows? And then I'm only watching one other thing, and that is Girl from Nowhere, because shock, Jessie has not watched Girl from Nowhere yet. It's been on my plan to watch for years and years and years. But they just announced that I guess it's not the 3rd season, the 3rd part of it is going to be airing in March. So I decided that I'm going to watch, the 1st season this month, 2nd season next month to hopefully be able to see it. Because the show has always been on Netflix. It's a Thai drama. So I'm hoping that the 3rd installment is on Netflix, but accessible for me. I'm pretty positive it is going to be produced by Netflix, but like it might not be something that like, they release to all the countries. If you are a fan of the show, the main girl is different. It's a different actress for this 3rd installment.
Yeah, it's Becky. Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, like, how do I describe this show? It's this girl who's crazy. Where is she from?
Nowhere.
I don't know. Nowhere.
Nowhere. The title said it.
Yeah. Basically, it is not for anybody that doesn't like thrillers or that sort of thing. It's like, I don't think it's technically horror, but it's verging on horror. And it's just this girl, and she kind of just like goes to schools and wreaks havoc. And sometimes it's like for the benefit of people, but sometimes it's not. It's just like kind of how she's feeling, and she's crazy. And it's also got like a supernatural spin on it as well. But it's fun. It's as predicted. I really like it. So it's not going to be hard for me to watch. It's just like I finally am making time to watch it. It's like, I think I literally was like, oh, I need to watch that when it came out in 2018. I never made it. So, but I'm doing it now, so that's okay. Nice. Amanda?
before we started Cashero, my sister and I started Romantics Anonymous, and we're going to go back to that, but we're just Casheroing right now. So we've talked about that one a little bit on here. It's in that, J-drama with Korean actors universe with chocolate companies. It's, a romance between somebody who can't make eye contact and somebody who can't make physical contact except for with each other. So it's cute. We're enjoying it. We're in the mood for hero shenanigans instead for a bit. I started watching Mighty Nine with my daughter, which is not Asian, but it's an animated series based off of Critical Role, and we're enjoying it. So, I'm not really heavy into like the Critical Role lifestyle, but neither is my daughter, but we're really enjoying the show. So, I enjoy the bits that I see here and there. I have never delved deep yet. And I've got an Apple TV membership for a few months, so I'm watching Monarch Legacy and Ted Lasso. Finally, I'm finally joining into that, and that's Ted Lasso is very easily bingeable. I blew through a season and a half in a couple of days, so I'm doing the English languages right now. I've got some
good stuff on Apple TV though,
right?
And they'll never tell you about.
Yeah, they won't tell you about it.
No, my daughter's like, Mom, I found this show, and I was like, and she's telling me about it. I'm like, Monarch Legacy, and she's like, yeah, and I'm like, she's like, she's only watched that Godzilla movie. And she watched it with me when we were doing a Godzilla episode. So now she's like, now I have to go watch Skull Island and find all these other things so that I know all the. She's really into it.
She knows the Godzilla one.
It's
a good show though. So good.
So yeah, and I'm just watching. I also every year get an Acorn TV subscription for a couple of months and then watch British cozy murders. So right now I'm watching Xena Warrior Princess Solved Murders.
Nice.
I
like that show. I only watch it with my parents because that's all I do when I go visit.
What's it called?
It's called My Life is Murder. And she is a retired detective who solves crimes, who continues to solve crimes and bakes sourdough bread.
It's also very much sponsored by the country, so you get these really nice swooping videos of
no, it's whenever
ocean
I would
and
be
stuff.
watching romance, and my husband will be watching with me, and he'd be like, "Oh, come to beautiful Taiwan."
It's essentially
Taiwan. The first episode of the new season, it just kept going on and on. She wants to hike. There's a trail that you can hike from one end of New Zealand to the other, and she's going to get her friends to all hike this trail together, so they can say that they walked from one end of the island to the other, kind of thing. And they just keep talking about it, and you're like, what are we doing here? And you're like...
That's the lactosoy of this show, It's the Oishi iced tea of this universe.
Basically.
Second episode, the killer was this super tiny little, octopus that's super deadly or whatever, but they make a point of making sure this is only in Australia. We do not have that nonsense happening.
We don't do that in New Zealand.
Absolutely not. Our beaches are safe. Don't even worry about it. So but it's fun. It's a fun show. So
Nice. And with that, I do believe we must bid ye adieu. We've almost been at this for 2 hours, which is a long episode.
First January, what watching? We were like, really, let's talk.
We went ham. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. You can find us wherever in audio, wherever podcasts can be found, pretty much. We got your Spotify, we got your Apple iTunes, we got your, Podbean, that sort of thing. But if you prefer video, you can check us out on YouTube. You can also listen to us on YouTube Music if you don't want to look at our faces, but use YouTube. And if you do, please, like, comment, that sort of thing. Share it with your friends. Let them know if they like Asian entertainment, they might like hanging out with us on Mondays. Anyway, if you want to support this podcast, like the incredible people who do, you can go to patreon.com/certified Noonas to join the certified found family. They're a found family on the web. We love them, and they're great, and they keep the lights on. And if you want links and time codes and everything to what we've been talking about, you can go to our website, certifiednoonas.com, where every single episode has all that information in a post. And also you can watch and listen to any episode you want there as well. Anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. We're about to experience the polar vortex, so if you did, hopefully you stayed warm. Bundle up, because it's probably still going to be cold for a little while longer if you live in the northern hemisphere. So anyway, as always, wash your hands, wear a mask, bundle up with the weather, and keep enjoying Asian entertainment. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.